We can start right now. You're the one today that said you want to take the gloves off.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, I do.
You
Today
want to take the gloves
especially.
off the BassCast.
Yeah, especially today.
Bo's having a kind of a tougher day and was like, "Hey, I'm taking the gloves off. We're not going to be, beating around the bushes." And I'm like, I don't know.
Please tell me that there's not going to be another Sonic rant.
There
There's
will
gonna be
always
plenty
be
of
a
them
Sonic rant.
because if the gloves are coming off, the rant will rant harder.
One person ranting is enough. But
But
You-
you're
let it out.
you worried about Bo getting on the rant stream?
Yeah, dealing with you is enough.
Can I tell you guys something?
Just
My
don't rant
father,
the way Jake does. It's really annoying and whiny.
my 76-year-old father, no, 75-year-old father, finally figured out how to find the BassCast, and he went through 3 episodes, and I got one piece of advice from him. I'm going to read it to you both.
Oh boy.
I just got through the 3rd episode.
Boy.
Boomer needs to give you and Bryant a bit more time to talk. My 2 cents. You are listening to the Alpha BassCast with Jake Boomer, Brian Smith, and Bo Fletcher.
Well, it's good to
But
be
we're
back.
back, right? We're
Yeah,
back.
we are back,
The cast is back, right? Like,
Yeah.
we kind of had a hiatus. Would you call it a hiatus?
We've had a few hiatuses this year, but this one kind of felt
This
like
was an extended hiatus.
I think
Yeah.
people think that
That
it
even makes
ended.
sense.
Does.
Extended
does.
hiatus?
Yeah.
Like,
Sure, it's
hiatus
even
is a
longer.
long time, but we were a long time
We
Yeah.
extended
past
our
the
hiatus. Yeah, you can blame it on me getting a fancy camera and this microphone thingy and me figuring out how to use it all. So
That's
it
what
took so
made the
long.
hiatus. It took that long,
Yeah, sorry.
Mhm.
and we still haven't figured it out.
I think you could blame it on summer.
I can tell you what a fish looks like on a little screen 100 feet away, but I can't hook up a microphone or a webcam in 3 months.
Dude can NEMA network to a microwave, but can't make a laptop work.
Yeah. Ethernet. I was trying to find the Ethernet and the NEMA. I couldn't find it.
I mean, to be fair, you just use the stuff. You don't hook it up anyway.
That is true. That's why we have the bass tank.
Yes, sir.
That was shameless.
Shameless.
No, this summer though, I'll be honest with you. Like, I think let's cover it later because I think it means a lot to us. Bryant had the last swing of the elites. We had a pretty aggressive swing for the BAM, and I had the last summer with my 2 teenage girls, and that was the priority. Like, a lot of people are like, "Where have you been?" I mean, even the neighborhood, all of my friends in the neighborhood are like, "Where have you guys been?" And it was whatever they wanted to do, we chased them because I know that after all this time, you know what I mean? Not gonna have high school kids anymore.
No,
But those are all good excuses, right?
they are. And now fall is here.
Fall's here.
And I do know
Championship time of year.
it's championship time of year on the West Coast.
Mm-hmm.
I can tell you personally, the river is getting fully into its fall bite. We had a local derby. It was a 2-day event. Week ago, 2 weeks ago. And the team who won went 22 pounds on day 1 and just under 21 pounds on day 2.
All smallmouth?
All smallmouth on the lower river, out of Hood River, I think. But yeah, so, the fishies are getting fat on the river.
I think the Northwest is catching up to the Northeast for amazing smallmouth. Disagree with me. Like, yeah, our summer weights were a little low for the BAM, but we have some amazing fisheries between Dwarshak, Coeur d'Alene, Columbia River, all 4 pools of the Columbia River. Like, we might be catching up a little bit.
I will say this for numbers of fish, I have never been to a place with more smallmouth compared to Boardman. Boardman has more fish per square inch, and it's per square inch because I'm pretty sure there is one every inch than any other. Like, I think there's more than St. Clair. And if you would have told me that, before I'd been to Boardman, I'd been like, no, you're crazy. There is a fish every 5 feet in St. Clair. And there is, but there's one every 2 feet in Boardman.
They smaller by general principle.
They are, Yeah, I mean, you know, there's a lot more 3 to 5 pounders in St. Clair, but if you just wanna get bit, like, the next time we go there, I'm taking my family, and we're staying an extra couple days just so they can catch a bunch of fish.
Yeah, I went back down the next weekend with my family because I don't know if my oldest daughter, is getting into photography and videography, and so she was actually hired by BAM for that event, which was really cool. And the most proud dad moment in the world was when she got home. Her pictures looked great; they all got published. But what she said was, "Dad, I want to go back down there and go fishing.
Heck yeah.
We'll
Send
get in
it.
the truck."
Yep. Now.
School's canceled.
Yeah, that's right. We're out.
Snow day.
That's
Snow
amazing.
day. So before he jumps on, so we had a kind of a mix up with the guests today.
We only had 3 months to plan our first
We only
cast.
had,
We screwed it
2.5
up.
months. But what is the number one thing that you get asked as a pro angler, Bryant, about your friends that are trying to get into it? Like, how do I get sponsors?
How do
So
you get started? How do I get sponsors? How do I do this? How do I do that? And it's all revolves around social media. So we got an expert.
you got him on there, Bo? See him?
Did you pull him out of bed to come
I
here?
did pull him out of bed.
Is he still in his? Did he put a shirt on?
That's what I
hope he-
asked. I was like, do we have to get out the bubble,
Well, I asked him if he'd do it short
the
notice.
blurry bubble?
Yeah. And I
10
told him
minutes
you
ago.
can't lean your freaking phone up against your chair in your boat while you're retying rods.
I guess we're about to find out.
So
Well,
he leans phone up against the boat.
Yeah, he does have his phone leaned up against the boat.
I love it. Cleetus. What's up, fellas?
Clit Bartlett 2000.
I gotta figure out where to put you guys. Hang on.
We just don't want any kind of
That's always
weird
the
crotch
question.
shot. So don't set us down low.
Yep,
Yeah,
there it
no, we
is.
don't want that.
There it is.
I finished rigging like 45 minutes ago, and I was actually in bed and just turned the lamp off. And then Jake texted me. I was like, okay, like you can just call whatever. Like I was still awake watching a podcast, and then I was like, I quit rigging because I was like, you know what, I need to get some sleep. And here we are.
This is a perfect way to start this with you because
Yeah.
you came out with the camera pointing between your legs. And
Yeah, thanks
as
for the
a social
thumbnail.
media guy, I just had a talk with this with one of the West Coast guys who did a video basically, sitting at the front deck of his boat and you lean the camera against your cooler and do you guys not realize how much crotch shot you're giving everybody when you're talking about some damn bait or some rod or reel?
Yeah, that's what gets the views, man.
That's what Cleetus
Is
gets.
that
Yeah,
what
that's
it
how he
is?
gets the views.
That's how we do
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. They
Yeah.
don't call me Quadrosaurus Cleetus for nothing, you know.
Well, there you go.
His actual real name is Clint Bartlett, but we've put in a petition in all 50 states to have it changed to Cleetus. Right?
Yep.
Cleetus Bartlett? Is that what we're
Pretty
going for?
much. But yeah. Are we started now?
We're burning.
Yeah.
Lovely.
We
Awesome.
won't
Thanks
mess
for your-
around.
What better way to start? I like it.
Yeah, thanks for the thumbnail.
If you need a better one, I'll get out the wide lens.
The best part of this, dude, is you think that we were like, yeah, this would be cool to do a podcast with the Alpha team, but then we're going to make you answer the question because it gets asked to every one of us. How do I get sponsors? And we're like, hey, we know the Yamaha social media guy. He should be able to answer
Yeah.
everybody's questions.
For sure. It's easy.
It's
It's
easy.
easy. You gotta buy the product. No, hang on. Yes, buy the product is number one because you don't know you love something until you try it. Number two, you love the product. Number three, you start being friends with people that also love the product. Number four, you start hanging out with them more. Number five, you make them like you. Number six, you keep using the product because you still love the product. Number seven, the grass is greener on the other side product comes into your life and you still choose to stick with that product. Number eight, maybe, just maybe, one of those buddies you made at that company with that product you like happens to like you and happens to say, you know what, Cleetus, I think you should have this product, and you've been spending a lot of money on this product. Why not just take a little fat off the edge there, bud? Save a couple extra dollars for some baits that aren't going to catch you anything in your local tournament, and here's a little bit of cheddar. Keep promoting our product. All right, so we're at 8 steps right there, right? And you just got a little bit of cheese off the top on your product, and then you start promoting them on social media, like because you've already been doing that. Because if you love something, you're going to promote it on social media. So that's actually the in betweener between 3 and 4. Now we got a bunch of digits out here. Luckily, I still have all of them, right? So we still got it. We still got 2 more to get to. So
I need
then
a pen with ink.
once you've been pushing and promoting and tick-tocking and flip-flopping, whop-flopping and shaking, then you're out there, you're selling products. Let's say it's either a motor or a fishing rod, and you're out there and you're slinging some cheese. You're just trying to raise awareness and praise awareness for all products above. And once you get there, then you might get a better discount. And that's how you do it, folks.
Bigger discount or a better one?
Might.
It's relative because if
Yeah.
it's rods, you might get 4 rods a month instead of 3. So that's still a little bit bigger, but also definitely better. 4 rods is always better than 3, especially when you start breaking them like I have this year.
Mm.
I was really kind of hoping that whole story was leaning towards the Yamaha side of things,
It was.
but I don't
It
know
was.
if it.
So I think it was somewhere between step 3 and step 5. You said become friends with somebody who works at the company whose product you love. I think with Jake telling everybody that you work for Yamaha and it being pretty common knowledge, you just acquired a lot of new friends after this podcast comes out.
For
Mhm.
sure.
Mhm.
I do work for Yamaha. So if you guys
17.
want a discount, I will.
Become friends with Cleetus.
Yeah. Yeah. Come
Yeah.
on. Come on with it.
So hey, straight up, it's not what you know, it's who you know. How much of that of
100%.
your 10 steps is in there? 90%? 80?
100%. I would say 100%. And but in order to know the people you want to know, you got to know yourself first. Do I even like me? Do I like where I'm at? Do I like how I promote a product? Do I like how I wake up in the morning and talk to people? Am I a likable person that's likable enough for other people to like me? You got to like yourself in the beginning of things. If you're not confident in yourself to know that, hey, I'm a likable person and more people should like what I like because I'm cool, you know? You don't have to be cool, but you have to be okay with yourself. You have to be confident. Confidence is king. And like if
100%.
you can be confident in yourself and your ability, I see people that I'm like, how are you fishing and catching them and all this stuff? You don't even know this play. It's like sometimes confidence is all you need. But when it comes to having good friends in the game and making those connections and really reaching out, you really have to go out there and just do it. I come from a freelance videography background, and the only reason I started filming anything was because I had a crappy little GoPro and would go film my trout fishing trips in college. And I had nowhere to put the footage because I ran out of space on my computer. And I was like, okay, I'm just going to start uploading these videos to YouTube so I can remember them. I want to remember okay, it was cool because YouTube would timestamp stuff. So it'd be like, okay, November 22nd, I caught a 20-inch brown trout on a rooster tail in the river, and that was cool. And I wanted to relive that. But also in 2016, when I first started doing that, I still had zero idea what tournament bass fishing was. No idea, didn't know anything. I had fished my whole life, all that stuff. And ran into the fishing club on campus on the first day of school and going to college, and I saw a bass boat, and I was like, oh dang, I haven't been on a bass boat in a long time since I was a little kid. What's going on over here? And they're like, oh, this fishing team, we fish on tournaments. And I was like, what is a tournament? I had no idea that the whole industry existed. And so then I go back and I start looking up fishing tournament, and I typed in fishing tournament, and the first video that came up was a Brandon Palaniuk video, and I watched that, and I was like, "Whoa!" Like, mine was just blown. So at that point, I was like watching these videos, and I was watching like other YouTube videos on fishing, and so I was like, I can start making these videos. And so I started making them because I was like, okay, like let's document the memories that I'm making here with videos. And then, long story short, got a camera, got a drone, figured out how to pay for it by filming real estate and weddings and all the boring stuff. And then finally make it to the end of college, still filming all the boring stuff and nothing really about fishing. Like I would film my own fishing stuff, but that never made me any money. And then just met the right guy because I was friends with people at the tackle shop, and I was like, "Hey man, I'm trying to find an internship," and he's like, "Oh, you need to hit up Paul." And I was like, "Okay, I will." So I get his contact info. I hit him up. My deadline was December 23rd to get this internship. This is October. I'm ahead of the curve, right? I'm like, okay, got to get this dialed in. I don't hear back from Paul till December 21st. I had called him, emailed, texted, all kinds of stuff. Could not get a hold of this man. Well, Paul ran a video production company called Drift Media Productions, and it was filming fishing shows. It was literally a dream job. I was like, this is insane. Like, this is completely like first real gig in the industry I actually want to be in. And didn't think I had a shot. And he calls me last minute. He's like, "Oh, hey, I looked at your stuff. You start Monday." I was like, "Cool. Can you sign all this? Sign on the dotted line, please, because I won't graduate if you don't." So ended up filming with him, and that ultimately got my jump start into the industry. But it's literally just because of a tackle shop I shopped at for 4 years in college. Asked the guy, "Hey, like, do you know anybody in this industry?" And took 2 months of cold calling and texting, and ultimately, "Oh yeah, like, sorry, I've been busy. Yeah, you start Monday." So you got to be consistent, you got to be persistent, but you got to be confident in your ability and what you know, because at the end of the day, it's all about having fun and living the dream. Like you have to grind. Like I grinded. I did rough jobs. I did filming weddings was awful, and I still say no to friends all the time. But I did it for the experience, and I got it. And I figured out like that's a high pressure situation. You think bass fishing's hard to film?
Uh-uh.
You can't miss the kiss, dog. Like and then
Not
you are
redoing it.
on your feet for 16 hours filming this wedding from sunlight until the end of the reception when all the family is drunk and goes home. And then you still have 40 hours of editing to put all this footage together.
And they
So
want
it's
it
like,
on Monday.
And
yeah,
then what? Yeah.
yeah. And you got 60 hours into a wedding film to make $1,000. It was awful. That was terrible.
What do you think the worst part about videography is? And please tell me you think it's editing, because I think it's editing.
I would say, I mean, it's definitely in the editing realm.
So much work.
I would say just data management in
Yeah.
general. Getting all your files together, getting camera angles, laying out that initial framing of any type of editing to where you have to go through 16-hour days of GoPro footage or going through like Sony cameras, and then this was my photo camera with 180 gigs on this and 360 on this, and then just organizing all that stuff. And then you got to lay out the storyline and all that stuff, which like the storyline's fun, but the storyline's not really fun until you start adding the music in and then really starting to like build the actual story. But like all the Hong Kong Fooey chop suey in the beginning, it just is not fun. That's the worst.
Especially so with fishing, probably because you have massive amounts of dead space, right? Like large sections of nothing. And I'm sure
Yeah,
you have
one
tricky ways to like navigate that, but still, like that's a lot of hours of footage for like seconds of something important.
For sure.
Yeah.
And like you can run through so much, but then that's the thing is like you're faced with, do I run looping to where I only get the last 5 minutes and I have to remember to click it every time and all that stuff, which I still do, but I still miss stuff.
Mhm.
And you miss a lot of little candid moments you didn't think about, like that time that you missed a bite, or you're so locked in that like you miss a bite, you flip back in, and then ultimately you don't catch the fish, but you wish you saw why you missed that bite and went back and saved it. Or you just roll it all day and hope that it doesn't overheat or corrupt once you do click it and try to save the clip, which is also a tough. tough problem, but I still say run looping and remember the little moments in the moment and remember to go click it. But it is tough.
He's feeding you guys. Like whoever's watching this podcast, you're getting fed stuff that you probably don't understand right now, but you should write that down.
Well, and if you
'Cause-
do understand it, you're getting gold.
Yeah. Even Bryant, I think he writes left-handed, so that would be the other side. But like you should be like,
Yeah.
Well,
He's smudging ink right now with his left hand.
You
He's
should be
definitely
smudging
smudging
ink.
everything he's writing.
Well, he
Yeah,
barely
right,
knows
like
how to
this.
push a button, so this might be over his head to
And-
begin with.
Hold on. There's already like some pizza
Here we go.
stain on his paper. Yeah.
I really want to tell everybody about how I met you and what you were doing and be respectful of the situation because it was super fun. But we're going to hit you with some hard questions because we know that you are like dead set in the middle of the industry. I mean, you're going to a lot of the bass events. You see the bass stuff that's going on. You're seeing what your boss says is valuable, which we already kind of let the cat out of the bag. You work with me. You also work with Yamaha. So later in this, or you can hang up if you want, we'll hit you with the, hey, what is the most valuable thing you can do? But hang on, because the best story is the FFFP. The first time I ever met you,
I need to go find that at the end of this. I'll go find it and put it on for
it
you.
was a classic too, right? It was a Bassmaster Classic.
Was that
even think I've heard this
Knoxville in
story.
23?
It might have
I think
been.
it
I
was-
think that's when Bryant got signed on to the Alpha team.
Yeah, I think it was Knoxville 23.
Yep. And you had one gig. You were following around an angler, an opens angler. And I mean, you could tell the story however you want to. But you like rolled in the first time I ever met you. You had like 4 cameras hanging off your neck, and you had this huge like frontal like if you were in the Navy SEALs, it would have guns. But it was
just
like
have- I have
extra
to go get it.
microphones.
It's like a good story. You have to tell it with
We need
props.
props. We need props.
Mhm.
I'm trying to not fall out of my.
It was the FF.
Yeah, hang on. We'll get there. Oh God,
It's our
accidental
first
house tour. Yeah,
What's in your
See how
fridge?
clean it is. Show us how clean
You
the
have a
living
great
room is, Cleetus.
Boom.
we got bass pillows. Gone fishing, and then this one. Everyone needs something to believe in. I believe I'll go fishing.
Well, there's no random chicks laying on the couch though. That's good.
There and
No,
there.
he kicked those out a while ago.
They're in the bedroom.
Yeah. All right. There it is. We got it. All right. Hang on. I got to do the reveal. I put this thing on it.
Good.
The texture on the ceilings.
It
Yeah,
is. It's quite
Looks
nice.
like it was done in
everywhere.
like
I'm
the
actually
mid-90s.
really stoked because this thing is so loose. This was from Fat Cleetus days. All right.
Oh,
This.
Look at you.
This is what it was
Look how loose. Like I had it form fitted last time I wore this. It was form fitted.
Good for you.
That's wild. Fat Cleetus. This is the forward facing fanny pack. The FFFP forward facing fanny pack. So you got pockets in the front. You got this one right there. And then that flips down and you got a spot for your phone. Go
Chapstick.
in there. Yep. And then you could put, this was perfect for a couple beers. You could put a couple beers in there. It like literally fit cans perfectly. And then you have the side pockets that are felt on the inside to keep your little mittens warm, especially when it gets cold. And then I could put all my camera batteries in the front. And yeah, you got the forward facing fanny pack. So I'm wearing this in public. Looking like
He's wearing
it's
the
like-
Bassmaster Classic,
yeah.
but he's
This
got
is
a
half-
camera in
it's-
each hand.
Yeah. It's half tactical and then half. Should he be wearing a helmet? Like,
I mean, it kind of looks like you stole it from a new mother. Like
Yeah,
it's something that her
ultimately,
kid should have
it's
gone
kind
in.
of like a baby Bjorn. I
Yeah.
was actually Zach Galifianakis from The Hangover for Halloween in college, so I did have a baby on the chest back then. Not a real one.
So, hey, did you quit wearing that because it got banned?
I only wear it half the time. I flip a coin before I go.
There
film.
it is.
Yeah. So if I'm gonna wear it, I just flip a coin, and if it's on FFFP, and there's an asterisk next to it, then I can wear it. If there's not, then I don't.
Then you stuff a bunch of protein bars in it and freaking march down to the dock.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, like I said, I haven't worn it since that classic, to be completely honest.
If
So
I
awesome.
don't see you wearing that at the first Elite event next year at Guntersville, I am going to be so disappointed.
I will.
Well,
I will
Actually,
wear
you
it.
should only wear it to the ones we can have forward facing on. So you can have it at the second one.
Yeah.
I won't
Coin
be at
flip.
that one.
Oh. Well then
But
wear the first
I
one.
think I can only go to like 3 next year. They're cutting us down even more. When they told me this year we're gonna have to just hold off on all, doing all of them, and just like do a few because budgets are tight. Now they're saying next year, and then they're like, oh, and then in 26 you can go to all of them. Well, now it's like maybe you can go to 3 next year. I'm like, hard to get content when you ain't out there on the road, boys and girls. That's another thing. If you're freelancing, you're out there. If you're working for a company, you can't get content unless you're out there getting content. You can't make content. You can't keep a consistent social media page going if you're not constantly out there making it. So,
And that's one of the biggest things with growing your social media is consistency.
for sure.
Yeah.
Like I've gone through phases of that. Like when I was in college and started uploading to YouTube and stuff, I started gaining some traction, and then college happened. Like college was tough. I was trying to do side gigs, filming for everybody else, trying to do homework, trying to get straight A's, trying to catch bass, learn how to catch bass. Like I was learning what a drop shot and a Nico rig was and all that stuff. Like I didn't have time to constantly be uploading to social media. And so like I grew my following pretty strong in college, like got up to 10,000 followers on Instagram, which I thought was like big back then. And then just really tried to like grow. And then all of a sudden I had life happen. And I was like, okay, so I got off of it. And then I didn't get off of it. I just quit posting as consistently. And then when I came back to posting again, it hasn't been the same since. So you can definitely ruin a good thing by being inconsistent. But it's also the same thing. I've looked at it in a life perspective for me, just like taking care of yourself and showing up for yourself, because 80% of life is showing up. If you show up at your job, you do what you're supposed to do, that's a big portion of it. It's a bigger portion of it than we all realize, is just showing up and being there, because there's a lot of people that don't show up, whether it's your relationships, whether it's your work, whether it's fishing. If you're in the off season and you're getting your tail kicked in by people that are outworking you, are you showing up on the water, or are you sitting in a deer stand or doing something else on the off season? Like the reason people are getting their tail kicked in is because people are getting outworked, because people are showing up more than ever. I think that's another big thing, is to show up. Sorry, we've gone all over the place.
Dude, I
so
think
far.
You should be a motivational speaker.
that's what I was just gonna say. We're gonna lose him. The
Yeah.
industry's gonna lose him to being some freaking. He's the next motivational on stage in a suit, telling people how to save their money and how to do the best. Listen, we better get as much out of him as we can now.
No, it ain't gonna be how to save your money. I'll tell you that right now.
Ain't gonna be how to get rich, because nothing in fishing is about how to get rich.
No,
God, no.
if you want to be a millionaire in fishing, you got to start with $1 billion.
Mhm. Mhm.
Well, good, because we're about to hit you with the hard questions, but
Nice.
because hey, man,
Well,
we got a
so,
podcast. We want viewers.
Well, I want to segue this a little bit, because you said that consistency is key. I see a lot of consistent garbage on social media.
Yep.
So,
Well,
Yeah.
unfollow me then.
well, let's not
Already
even
did.
start.
I actually like Brian's content has stepped up a lot in the past couple of years, honestly, because there used to be no content from Brian.
Because he pays you.
So
no, it's not just
wait,
because
no,
of
it
me.
sounds like
He's
because
had a
he
couple
did
good ones.
content, it stepped up.
No, that stuff has helped a little bit, but like I think it did light a fire in him to actually start posting some more stuff.
100%.
A little bit. And I like all the behind the scenes stuff, because that is the quality stuff so people get hung up on quality content and what that really means. If you have quality content, it doesn't have to be beautifully shot, sound perfect, have your videographer editor do it, and you post it once, and then all of a sudden it's back to your regularly scheduled GoPro footage and iPhone content. That isn't the difference of quality content. Quality is about the story that you're telling. I could tell as many stories. If you give me an iPhone and then somebody else a $30,000 Red camera and say, go make a film, I would like to say that I'd have a better shot because I can tell the story with the phone. It's not about the equipment, it's about the story you tell, right? Let's use Bryant, for example. He's posting that his son's turning 3, which is also crazy. And happy birthday to Jensen. But he's posting about his family life. He's posting about the quality of his life. He's posting about this boat here and hey, I've got 4 boats. Anybody need a boat? he's walking you through what it's like. He's posting his Bucky stops. He's posting like, we just drove from here to here on the road again. We're doing this. He's giving people a quality of a story to follow along with, even though he's filming it on an Android, which is pretty
easy.
rough.
Easy.
Easy.
And I do think it's funny that he's the blurriest one right now.
That's
He's
on my
not
computer.
using an Android.
I
You
stepped up
West
my
Coasties in
streaming game.
your Androids. But no, I do think there's a big difference. You don't have to overcomplicate it and have all this pretty footage and all this stuff. It's like, the thing is, in the fishing industry, we're getting oversaturated with this garbage content. It's either people that are talking crap that don't need to be talking crap, or just causing a buzz because they don't need to, or it's fishing content that doesn't tell a story. If it's a tournament video, Brandon Pollock started this whole trend. I'm sorry.
It's his fault.
Like
I agree.
he started this telling the story of a tournament. And he's not just telling a story of the fishing. He's telling a story of the process. And that's the difference, because you get to see the RB, you get to see what goes on in between, you get to see the rigging, the mental, the strategy before the tournament. You're not just seeing him set the hook. And yes, that stuff's pretty and it looks good, and Kyle misses half of the hook sets, but it still looks
Is
good.
the story.
Yes.
Dealing with Kyle is a story.
He works that in as a story, right? Whereas I've seen plenty of other tournament videos to where it's hook set, hook set, hook set. I'm not going to tell you what I'm doing because I don't want to give up any secrets. Hook set, hook set. Hey guys, we're here today. Hook set, fish catch, weigh in, and the video's over. It's all starting to look the same because everybody's hired a guy to film a cinematic tournament vlog, and there's nothing going on in between. And so we're losing a lot of story there, because how did that guy get there? How is he on the elites fishing the platform he's at? Why is he there? What's going on in his mind? Does he have any history there? Talk about that stuff. Give me some type of story to latch on to. Show me some of the behind the scenes. Show me the local food. Like, let's see what, like, if you go to Gunnersville and you want to
Shout out
see
One
how
Hungry
cool
Angler.
it is to go catch them at Gunnersville, like, what is there to eat around there? Not much, honestly. But show us the 3 good spots that might be there, other than like waterfront biscuits. Like, talk about it, because if you don't give people a story to latch onto, like, what story's left? Like, why should they watch it? Because there's so much content out there. If you want to go see people set the hook, you can go watch any fishing video out there. You can go watch people set the hook. But if you want to get value out of it, you want to get a story, and you want to be different, like, you have to be yourself and be able to show that. I remember Bradley Hallman's videos, watching them back in
They
the
were
day.
the best.
And I loved them because it was just raw. It was real. He was just talking us through it. He was just telling us the story of how his day went. He was telling us the grind, the family side of things. Like, he would just talk about, like, his thought process on stuff. It was simple. It was uncut. It was relative. That's another big thing. I don't want to watch a tournament from a year ago unless I have nothing else to, like, there's something different to going through watching old Bassmasters and things like that. The nostalgia factor, just something different to watch or remember that time. But, like, if you're posting a tournament video 6-8 months after the tournament, in my opinion, being such a super bass nerd, I don't really care to watch it as much as when you post one within a month 2 months of the tournament. Now, being a video guy, I understand there's a lot that goes into that. It takes a long time to edit those videos, but I'd rather sacrifice a little bit of quality to get that video a little sooner also,
Hey,
to get that story. If you're telling a proper story, like it doesn't have to be the most cinematic thing in the world, but yeah.
I got a
Hey,
good question for you. Let's put him in. Let's put Cleetus in like a kind of a tight spot and see how he does, and then you
hmm.
can get him after this, Bo. Is that okay?
Yeah, I just have no,
No, you go
I'm just
first
gonna
because
do it real
he
quick.
might hang up when I'm done.
What
with
was
him.
that? Do you remember those movie reviewers when we were kids? They were on the like TV. Well, there was the two guys. They were kind
The
of like
two when one
nerdy
of them
looking
passed
dudes.
away, yeah,
Yeah.
and turned into Rotten
Do you
Tomatoes
remember
after that.
Do you remember the name of them?
No,
Well, I
I
think like
don't. But I know who you're
monthly.
talking about.
I think like once a month we need to have Cleetus on and he can review
Other angler
other
videos.
anglers' social media content. We'll pick like
Yeah.
10
That's
videos.
awesome.
I'll do it.
Remember they
I'll
used
do
to
it.
give the thumbs up or the thumbs down? Like
Yeah,
we could
I
just say
don't
like
know.
Cleetus reviews. I know Jake's all of a
This
sudden
day and
nervous.
age, you just don't know who you should piss off, right?
Yeah. But then I got people coming at me for my content though.
All right.
Which honestly, I'm fine with because that would make me better, you know?
Right.
So
Yeah.
let's send it.
It's all
All
in
right.
the, criticism makes us
Here's the
better.
question of the hour, Cleetus, because you're in the. When I met you, you were like kind of wanted into the industry, but everybody loved you, and now you're dead center in the middle of it. So let's say like anytime something controversial comes up, it gets posted on, Bass puts out an announcement, it's controversial, and then everybody goes and grabs it and goes, "Hey, what do you think?" What's the value of that? Because to me, the value of it is, hey, listen, it's pretty obvious what you're doing, but it'll get
Cheap clicks.
4,000 negative posts and 1,000 people complaining. And I feel like that's driving the sport in the most negative way. Like if everybody goes, hey, listen, they did this controversial thing. And what do you think about it? And then you allow all them heads to comment afterwards. Anyways, I didn't mean to preface that. But what do you think of that, Cleetus, since you're in the middle of the industry?
So the biggest problem with that is social media has helped a little bit turn anything it wants to into politics. And it makes you be on one side or the other. Because if you think like I do, then you're on my team. If you don't think like I do, you're not on my team. It used to be like, oh, that's how you think? Okay. If you can tell me a good defense, okay, cool. Whatever. Don't have to see it ever again. Don't have to see that opinion ever again. But the problem with social media is it bans us into you're on this side or you're on that side. And you're on this team, you're on that team. You see this algorithm or that algorithm. It divides you forward facing sonar, no forward facing sonar. It divides you. And if you see someone that does something that's against your team, it affects you now where it didn't used to. And I think the reason is because we just put ourselves in these boxes of like, that's my team, that's not my team. If I don't like that if I don't like that and they like it, I don't like them. Because like it's a division and it's unfortunate and I don't know the way out of it, but it's happening everywhere. We think it's just in fishing, we think it's
It
just
doesn't
in
end at
politics.
fishing.
It's
Yeah.
literally
No, it's
everywhere.
not just
Yeah.
fishing.
And it's so funny because I think to myself and I'm like, okay, maybe it's not everywhere, whatever. And then it's like, it's literally the same thing. I was watching a documentary on an ultra running marathon, right? Like I'm training for a marathon in March. And so I was watching a documentary on this and I was like, not even thinking, like, it's such a new world to me that I'm like, not even thinking about people being on one side or the other. And so I listened to one of the guys on a podcast and he's like, what do you think? Keyword. He's like, what do you think about people having teams that are like fueling them halfway through the ultra marathons, giving them foot massages, changing out their shoes versus just doing it by yourself and taking everything you need with you instead of the aid stations and blah, 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 blah. Like basically having help from a team while you're going through a 250-mile race through the woods or doing it by yourself. And they're like, well, in the old days, we used to do it all by ourselves. But then now we have people that are teams and we're breaking records more than ever. And so it's like there's a divide there, obviously, right? The old days versus the new way of doing things more efficiently. It seems to rub people the wrong way. And we see that in fishing. We see that in ultra running, apparently. We see that in politics. We see that in just about every aspect of life you can think of. I'm sure there's a guy that worked at Burger King flipping burgers, and he's like, man, I still swear I make a better burger than they make now. And it's like, yeah, he probably did, because it was actually real beef back then.
Hey, wait. Okay. I'm going to stop you before you go any farther. You just made a huge point, and I just want your answer, because you work for at least 2 or 3 different people that represent, companies within the industry. Do
Mhm.
you think that those companies see value in those types of posts? The ones that go, "What do you think?" and then drive the controversy. Do you think that they're like, "Yeah, thank God that you have so many followers that." I mean, what do you think those potential sponsors think of that type of marketing?
I think it scares them a lot. I think that type of marketing
Mm.
scares them because it's a hot potato. It's a what's it called? A loose grenade.
Loose cannon.
The thing is, a loose cannon. Yeah, that's another good one. Like, I think the problem with that is it instantly puts you in that, are you on this side or that side type of content. To whereas if I take somebody who is lovable by all, for the most part, he's a safer bet. Let's go like Bryant Smith. He's not very controversial. I'm sorry, bud, but you don't
Try not to be.
you don't put yourself out there to be super controversial one way or the other. Like, you show up, you catch them, you do good. You always have a smile on your face, whether you did okay or whatever. You've always smile, thumbs up. Sure, Cleetus, I'll hold up a fish for you.
That's
Like,
right.
you've always been very much consistent in that, and a lovable dude, to where it's a no brainer. Like, there's no reason that scares me from this. And then we've had anglers that we've worked with in the past that's been like very outspoken about something. And that's okay to be outspoken about something, but it raises flags, right? Like, it raises like, okay, well, he's just because as soon as you go super outspoken on something, then you automatically create friends and you automatically create enemies. So it's like, if said person, if Johnny has 100,000 followers, and
Swimbait Johnny.
Swimbait John has
That guy.
100,000 followers,
Boom.
and he comes out and he's outspoken about something. Well, let's say 51,000 of those followers agree with Swimbait Johnny, and let's say 49,000 of them don't agree and don't like him. Well, if Swimbait Johnny didn't say anything, he still has 100,000 followers that like Swimbait Johnny. Well, now he's got 49,000 that don't. So that's 49,000 eyeballs, or actually, it would be math.
Don't worry, I took math too.
98,000. That's 98,000
Don't ask
eyeballs,
me to help.
and 98,000 eyeballs.
There's a lot of one-eyed men.
Give or take a couple blind
Mm.
guys, or dudes missing eyes. That's a lot of eyeballs that are looking at Swimbait Johnny differently and could be a potential negative hit on that customer. So if you have 100,000 potential customers and all of a sudden you're outspoken and you divide it, then you're going to have 50,000 potential customers. Automatically, you just cut your reach in half, and it's bad. So that's why the whistleblowers, I'm not going to name them. You know who they are.
Yeah.
I'm not going to give them any more stage than they already try to give themselves. So, like, I feel like the problem, but this is why things don't change, right? So this brings us into the other problem. When everybody's quiet and trying not to be outspoken about things and not trying to make anybody angry, nothing changes. You get stuck just saying yes. We're all yes men. We're getting along. We're just trying to show up, catch bass, get paid, eat ice cream, and just keep on going. And that's the problem, why people are talking at the campfire and being like, man, I hate how this is going and I hate how this is going. But you know what? I'm not going to say anything or do anything because I don't want to lose this. And so then that brings you to the divide. Whose team are you on? Are you willing to be outspoken? Are you not? Because I feel like there's that category, whether it's on the Elite Series or the YouTubers or your standard local tournament, there's people that are outspoken about how they like or dislike things, and there's people that are not.
There's a right way to go about something like that and a wrong way to go about it. You know,
For
there
sure.
it's pretty obvious guys that just do those posts just to get clicks and pump their numbers up. And then there's guys who actually want to make a change
For sure.
towards what they believe in. There's a tasteful way to do it, and there's a really, like, call them cheap clicks. That's all they're going for is cheap clicks.
Well,
Yeah.
there are certain brands that seem to be buying into the shock culture as well, right? Like there's
For
certain
sure.
there's certain brands within the fishing industry that I feel like align with that, and are you know, if they know that they're going to get this 40% and not get this 60%, they're going to bet on that 40%,
Exactly.
which I don't think helps the whole of it. I mean, it doesn't help it from a holistic level.
No, it doesn't, and it makes it tougher. It's like, where do you vote with your dollars every day? So like I've always said this, like you vote with your
Mm.
dollars, whether it's like you swing by Walmart and grab some groceries because it's cheap, or you go to the local farmers market and get food. Don't get me wrong, I do both. You know, like it's not easy, but like when it comes to the tackle industry, it's like, do I want to shop at my local tackle shop or do I want to go on Tackle Warehouse and order stuff? I still do both, right? But you got to think every time you put a penny in that jar versus this jar, you're voting with your dollars. You're like voting to have something stick around and something not. So it's like, if you're eating at the mom and pop restaurant in town, you're keeping that place alive versus eating at the chain restaurant that's always going to be alive. So it's like you vote with those dollars and decisions throughout the day, whether it's actual dollars, whether it's you eat a good meal or you eat a bad meal. Like you vote with your dollars, with your actions, with your decisions. And so I think that's one of the biggest things that you have to take into consideration looking at a big company or a smaller company. It's like, how do you want to represent these companies? How do you want to vote with your dollars and show how you represent these places? Like there's a lot of anglers that I've looked at and they're like, I've had the same sponsors for 10 years. I was just talking with Justin Lucas, he was at the office this week, and he was talking about how long he's spent with these sponsors and had the same ones. He's been with Yamaha since 2015. Just like talking about like, he's like, I believed in the brands before they were my sponsors, and I still believe in the brand, and now they're my sponsors, and they're still my friends. They're still the people I want to be with, the people I want to represent. Because he was voting with his dollars to buy a Berkeley power bait worm back then, and he still throws the same worm, or it's max scent now, or whatever. But it's like he still runs the Yamaha, he still runs the same stuff, and it's because
Phoenix.
like yeah, he's been with Phoenix.
He's the
since
king
then.
of like it's not what
And
you
it's
know,
not
it's who
that
you know.
easy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like once he built a relationship, it's hard to pull that guy away. You know what I mean?
for
Like
sure.
he sticks around for sure.
And that's a different like he's kind of a special case though, to be fair. But I mean, there's still people that have stuck around with sponsors or things like that. And it's like you vote with your dollars. You know what you know, and if you can get through this life and industry by making good decisions that you feel like are good decisions in your heart, whether it's you thought you were going to go catch 22 pounds on Saturday because you had a plan and you thought it was going to work out and you caught 6 pounds and almost got struck by lightning, but you still feel good about your plan. That's where I'm at. Not that just happened or anything, but
All right, hey, so we promised we'd only keep you for 20, and we've kept you for way longer than that. So
I'm awake now. You got me fired up. I was
I
Here we
know
about
go.
I like it. I like
But
it.
no, so I'm going to jump in here though, because I
Okay.
know the Justin Lucas example is an extreme example, but I think there's something very important about relationship development. And I feel like you see a lot of young anglers that, you know, I see it more with the younger generation, is they'll get on board with something and they don't like what that next step has to be, right? Like they don't like that they have to work harder, or some other company comes in and says, well, I'll give you a little more now. And there's all this ship jumping that takes place. And I wonder if that's kind of indicative of the company's response to people to that dirty word sponsorship, right? Because there's so many, like the relationships. I hear it all the time. Oh, it's not about the relationships anymore. It's about your social media or it's about your platform. But I think the the negative consequence of that is nobody's actually working the relationships. You know, if X company gives me a little better deal, then I'm going to jump off ship. I'm not going to try to grow this other one and you know, bite the bullet a little bit and work a little harder because I believe in it. Which I think was what, like step 3, right? Like
One of them, yeah.
3.5.
Yeah.
I don't know. I kind of feel like if you own those relationships and you lean into them, I feel like that's kind of what's missing.
And I feel like we run into a lot, like our attention span is shorter now, right? With social media, we have information overload, all this stuff. So there's a lot of out of sight, out of mind. So if I have a sponsor, let's say Cast, right? And I post about them because I just got some baits in and I post about them. And then let's say I get another 2 months down the road and I haven't posted about them. Like, what has happened in that process to make me not post about them? Maybe I haven't been fishing. Maybe I haven't been out there. Maybe I haven't been talking with them at all or whatever. Well, here's the reality. I talk to Ryan Hanks from Cast every single day. He calls me between 6 and 7 a.m. and we talk all the time. So he's always like, we're good buddies and like we're always chatting, talking, and that is in my mind of like Cass is on my mind because I'm always thinking about it. We're always doing new baits, product development, all that stuff. But like if I didn't talk to him all the time and I didn't like get out on the water and use the baits or they stayed in the box or I just got all these topwater baits and it's December, then I'm not going to be posting about it and promoting it as much, right? So you end up you can have these sponsors and as soon as you sign that deal you get that check, you're not going to talk about it. It's the same thing as like I work with Trent Palmer at Sonar Pros. I was just on the boat with him this afternoon. Trent rigs bass boats, rigs for a bunch of the Elite Series guys. Great dude. But the thing is like I could get my boat rigged at Trent's and I'm like, okay, I just got my boat rigged. I want to make a post about it and I'm going to post about it right now, right? So let's say I make a post about it right now here in September. Well, let's say I don't get another boat until next September and I haven't made a post in a year. Well, Trent still supported me. He helped me get this boat, but like I didn't think about it because I didn't get a new boat until next year and I make another post. Well, that doesn't have me thinking about I made it through this tournament because my boat was rigged well. I caught this fish on live scope because my scope was dialed in. Hit a log and the leash he put on prevented it from axe murdering me in the cockpit or like whatever that thing is. Like there's so many different aspects to that relationship of him rigging my boat, right? Like I could be posting, hey, like I did this because of this, and that's how you keep that relationship going and keep it in sight, because just because it was a one-time thing doesn't mean it has to be so transactional to where you're not representing that relationship. Like people can get that first sponsor check and not ever make another post after that first initial post. And so you have to be thinking like, how are you going to bring value to these sponsors? Because like you can shoot that net out with that first initial post, but like a lot of people still aren't going to see it. It might be an off day. They're not on their phone. They're not on social media. They're busy. They're fishing a tournament, blah, 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 whatever. But it's like if I talk about Cast or Sonar Pros or Alpha Angler rods or whatever on a monthly basis or a couple weekly basis, like it's going to be insight for my followers. They're going to know he throws an OG, or like he would know what to do about a cast braid, or he would know which Alpha Angler rod I need to throw this on, or how to rig this graph, or get me in touch with Trent to get this fixed or whatever. Like he would know because he's constantly showing that that relationship exists. So I think that's where you can really fail as a new person getting sponsors, because if you just make it transactional and then your name and that brand name is not synonymous over time by constantly like doing the right thing on social media, then like you're not bringing any value to those people.
The relationship does not last long if
No.
that's what's going on.
No.
100%.
You gotta work 10 times harder for them. For what
Side
you
note, that OG is a smallmouth killer on the Columbia River.
Ooh,
get. Don't
I
get
like
Cleetus started about the OG.
Yeah.
I love the OG.
I was gonna say, don't get me started about Bryant being on the Alpha Angler team because none of that stuff he was good at.
He gets his one post in a year.
Like maybe one
I
post.
made it.
I'm still waiting for
I
my
made
free
it.
Cleetus did it.
still waiting for my
Alpha paid
free
for
trip
it.
up to Washington this year.
Oh my god.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Let's wrap this up with
Oh boy.
quick tips from Cleetus. What are the 3 tips you can give somebody trying to grow their social media?
With value, not
Good
growing
stuff.
social media by pissing a bunch of people off has no value. And I think we
Yeah,
can all
the right way.
Cleetus, tell
Yeah.
us that.
Genuine,
Please tell people that.
holistic.
I would say be consistent, obviously, is the number one. But if you're consistently posting garbage, it's not going to be good. But that's where the other 2 come in. So be consistent, number 1. Number 2, be yourself. And number 3, think outside the box to tell your story in a way that no one else is telling theirs.
Love that.
So how can you bring your life into your audience's perspective? How can, like, if you're rigging tackle, I want to see that you're rigging tackle, because what does that do? If I look on Bryant's story and I see him post something about him rigging tackle, it makes me think about, I just rigged tackle last night, or I want to rig tackle tomorrow. It like gives that hit, that dopamine hit of like, he's doing what I'm doing. He's on my team. And it's like, it gives you that little click of that, right? So like, if I see a fitness post and Carl's up at 5 a.m. running, I'm like, boom, I need to be at 5 a.m. running, or boom, I already beat him. I already got my run in today. It like gives you that quick hit. So it's like seeing that behind the scenes into your life, those daily things we overthink and be like, if I don't have the best content to post, I'm going to not post it all. Post it all. You really can't go wrong. That's how I like grew my TikTok like crazy back during COVID, because I literally posted every video that I had in my camera roll. As soon as I would open up TikTok, I would just post it. And all of a sudden they would just start getting views and views and views, because I was just posting real, random, raw stuff. Like it didn't matter what it was. It was just like the day in the life with Cleetus. And that's what sold back then. Like that was what was something that was like just a inside behind the look. So like recently I've started like stuff that I'm always active on Instagram stories, like posting like daily what's going on, whatever, like where we're at, what we're doing, all that fun stuff. Well, I started taking those stories, particularly the videos, and posting them to TikTok. Now, have any of them blown up or done anything great since I've been dead on TikTok for 3 years? No, but maybe the next one will. Who knows? So being able to show up and show us a little bit of behind the scenes, be you. You have to be you, because these guys that are stirring the pot and all that stuff, some of those guys aren't even pot stirring guys. They're just doing it just to get attention. They're guys that just want attention, but it's not because they want to stir the pot. Some of them it is because they want to stir the pot. Who knows? But I'm just saying, like, at the end of the day, be yourself and post content that you want to post. Like if you're posting like fishing, and you're like, I can't post a picture of my wife because it's a fishing account. Like I'm not going to post that, but I want to post it because she's my wife and she's pretty cool. And it's like, dude, post it. And like, that's just one example. And some people are like, I don't want to share my personal life, and that's completely fine. I completely understand that stuff. But like, if it's like, dude, I want to post about going for runs and things like that. It's like, well, please, you have a fishing page. Like, don't post about your leg day. Nobody wants to see that. And it's like, I'm going to do it anyway, because I get an occasional DM every single week, roughly, of somebody that's like, hey man, like, how do I get into getting back in the gym, or how do I do this? And it's like, man, I was there 2 years ago when I ran across a Carl Jockinson post, and I was not working out. I was super unhealthy. And I just like saw him posting about fitness, and I woke up and I went on a run, and I haven't stopped since. And so like, you could be the difference that person goes and gets a rod or buys a bait that wins their local tournament for them and makes their entire year. You could be the guy that's like, hey, you should throw a wake shad or a whatever that's going to catch them this weekend. And they go out and buy one, and they spend $10 because they trust you, and you decided to give them your trust by posting what you had on your deck, and then they go catch a fish on it in tournament, whatever it is, and then boom, they make a memory because of something you did, or it could change your life. Like I've lost 50 pounds because I saw a Carl Jacobson post about working out. It's crazy. Like he wasn't thinking about, oh, this is going to go straight out to Cleetus and he's going to not be a fat cameraman Cleetus anymore, this forward-facing fanny pack. No, that wasn't his plan by doing
Dude,
that.
the
He was
fanny
just
pack
posting
was
it
for
because he
real, though.
liked it.
Come on.
Yeah. I'll bring it back. 2026 forward-facing fanny
Dude.
pack.
At the 2025 media event that we're going to schedule, the fanny pack has to come.
Oh, 100%.
100%. You got to be rocking that. You got to get off
Was
the
it
plane with it and everything.
the 4th inaugural?
I like it.
Fourth inaugural.
Yeah, we need to get that on the schedule.
Last question. Is that a camouflage Barca Lounger? I've been wondering the whole time. The chair. Do they call it a Barca Lounger? What do they call it?
No, it's a blanket. It's a blanket.
I was like, man,
come on, man.
It's leather.
I was like, dude, I think he has a real tree, Mark Lamb.
Dude, if you had a real tree,
I got so amped.
I know. This is my like dad recliner that I don't have any kids, but this is the dad recliner for sure.
If anybody wants a real live look at how to do social media correctly, go follow Cleetus.
100%.
Yeah.
I honestly haven't been doing social media correct. That's the thing is it's like they say like housekeepers' houses are like disgusting. And like people, so it's like I don't even do my own content the best, but I do it pretty damn good for everybody else. So like, if go check out Yamaha outboards for sure, and Alpha Angler rods. You know they got some pretty cool social media over there. Go check those out first, and then you can come see what's going on in Cleetus's life on C Bartlett Bow on the Instagrams.
Yeah,
You're
you're the bass fishing social media monk. I like this.
That's a good way to call it.
You are.
like
The
it.
funny thing is, when I first met him, I'm like, yeah, he might get there. Brandon and I actually talked about it, and he's like, yeah, he might get there. He's getting pretty good. And we were both like, well, he's got a long way to go. And the amount of time it took you to get from where we thought he's got a long way to go to like, oh my God, we better pay this guy, was not very long, which is really cool. So good for you, dude.
That's
We
awesome.
love
work
you.
paid off.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you for being on the cast.
For
Thank
sure.
you
Thanks
for
having me.
you know, it's probably like midnight where you're at. You don't even know if the Braves won or lost, but
Nor do I care. I haven't watched a sports game probably since.
Are you saying bass fishing isn't a sport?
Sports game. A tournament is different.
That's kind
That's
of
fair.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Cool,
I
man.
have
Thank you
watched
so much.
every bass tournament and will watch every bass tournament as long as it says Bassmaster and has Brian
Hey,
Smith on the
wait,
roster.
whoa. What about BAM? Have you you watched all the BAM tournaments?
I have not. No, I have not. I just look at the leaderboard and make sure you're where you're supposed to be.
I'm gonna edit this part out.
But I will start watching the BAMs.
They're getting good.
You gotta send me the schedule. I need to go follow them a little better. I do follow them and watch the live weigh-ins.
What we need to do is
I
send you
haven't-
out here and do like a Alpha BassCast hosted by Cleetus at a BAM event. That'd be cool.
I'll do Cleetus
That'd
on
be
the
fun.
water, BAM with C Bartlett Bow. We'll do it.
That'd be great.
Yeah, Cleetus Unchained. I think that's better.
Yeah, forward-facing fanny pack unpacked. I like it.
Cool,
Awesome.
man. Thank you so much.
Well,
Thanks
so
for
much,
having me
man.
on. And I love what you guys are doing with this podcast. I've listened to every single one. Seriously, I've been a fan since you guys started it. So keep it going because you never know. Sky's the limit. Keep being consistent.
We're
and
up to
posting
2
with it,
fans,
'cause
guys.
I love it.
Too.
Yeah. Appreciate it,
We're
dude.
officially up to
Thank
2.
you
Thanks so much, buddy.
Appreciate you guys.
Thanks, buddy. Guy knows his stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Boomer.
Okay.
Is that when like you
There's
pulled
a whole lot of talking
what is
to
it? A rabbit out of your sleeve?
Well,
There's a lot of good stuff in there.
I'm sorry that Ish didn't come, but wow, what a consolation prize we got.
we'll have Ish
I know.
very soon.
I know.
Yeah.
But man, that was
Love it.
awesome. That was awesome.
That was
Cleetus
good
is cool.
stuff.
Cleetus is cool.
In like straight up all honesty, I'm not kidding. Like when we first met him, we were like, oh, he's calling me. Like, he was so green out of college. And in a very short time, and even he would say it like, yeah, I just want to be part of this industry. And then very short time, he's like the man. He's getting hired by big companies. Like I'm begging for his time. We
You
send
don't
him
get
all the way.
hired by Yamaha and Alpha Angler
Yamaha. Yeah.
Fishing because you're not doing it right. No,
Yeah.
he does it right.
Because I like to like be the troublemaker in this group. I want each of your perspectives quickly, shortly, very directly on the impact of social media in our sport, how it can be positive and negative. Because obviously he is the man, like he's making his living on that. But I also feel like, I mean, there was a big article from Terry Brown on Wired to Fish about how social media is kind of uncontrollable and having a negative impact on our sport. So I feel like a really good idea. You don't have to agree or not. You don't even have to participate. But tell me, I'm gonna give you guys each a couple minutes. Just tell me what you guys think the impact is and how to do it correctly. Especially you, Bryant. Like at the top level, you see the impact. All right, I want to be a Bass Pro. How do I do social media correctly? Bryant and then Bo, and then I won't say anything.
Well, don't let
I
Brian.
mean,
No. Bryant's more important than me.
No, I think you should go first.
Me?
No, I'm just kidding. Whatever,
Yeah,
you
no.
guys decide.
Me get it out of the way.
No, I disagree with that. Don't ever.
Well,
I do too.
He just, hey, Cleetus just said that. Have confidence in what you're doing. You are like, you're a BAM pro. You understand this. I honestly think for a guy that hasn't been, you've probably, of the three of us, have been in this sport the least amount of time.
100%.
Understand the way the politics work and the money flows better than the three of us combined. 100%. You get it. So you tell us what you think from the outside looking in, because we used to always think you just had to be good at bass fishing. And that's not true.
No.
So that's why I wanted you to go last. But you go first. And then I'll make fun of Bryant when he goes last.
There we go.
There it is.
I mean, it's hard to follow what Cleetus said, to be honest, because I think he nailed it on the head. And, you know, the thing that screamed the most to me out of everything he said is the dollar makes your decision, right? And so you have these hierarchies of companies who want your dollar. You've got these people who are representing these companies that are also trying to drive that. So there's all this. I mean, the idea of influence is so powerful. And I know this is kind of an outline idea. And I think for the most part, Mark does a very good job of it with BAM. And I think that the West Coast at this point, we don't have a lot as much as like polarizing controversy to deal with. But I think that idea of being the bright light and talking about what you love, I think these polarizing left and right sides have taken so much passion, the idea of passion, because that's why we're all here. We're here because we're passionate about this. We love everything from tying a knot on a line, getting a rod ready to get on that boat, doing like fishing a tournament, getting ready for a tournament, the feeling after the tournament, all of the ups and downs and the swings and everything in between. That's our passion. That's why we love being here. And I think getting more of that is the smaller percentage of what we see, but I feel like that's where more of the impact is. When the hair stands up on the back of my neck when I watch one of Brandon's videos, and it's the storytelling. My wife tells stories for a living. That's how she makes her living. Cleetus tells stories for a living. And I think you start taking that idea of we just catch fish and telling the story in between the lines, like what he said. And I think that's where the value comes in. And I really believe that the true brands that are looking for legacy stronghold and the brands that will stick around, that's where they're gonna start seeing value in content. And when you have people telling stories that are the in-between, telling stories about why they love doing what they do every moment. And I feel like that's what gets lost a lot. A lot of guys spend too much time talking about those details, defending things like forward-facing sonar, or I'm a scoper, or having insecurity about it. And it's like, throw that all out the window. Talk about why you love being here. Talk about why you love fishing and what drives you to do it every day. Because it isn't the screen. I don't think it is. It's just a tool. But I feel like that's what it's missing. And I feel like that's more people go that way, the more that movement will start to take precedent. And then the outliers and the people that talk on the fringe and create shock content, it's not going to matter anymore.
I hope
It's
you're
a
right.
long,
Totally agree.
it's a long throw, but
I hope you're right, because it sure seems like negativity gets it gets the majority of the views and the clicks, and it's really unfortunate because the best part about social media, in my eyes, is also the worst part is these people who have that influence, they can use it to be positive or they can use it to be negative, and a lot of them use it to be negative, and that if you used the reach that social media has given us, the fact that you can hold a camera in front of your head for 35 seconds, record a video and post it, and some of these guys, like some of these people, even in the world, it goes out to millions of people in an instant. It's all about the message. If that message is positive, then that brings everybody up, and if it's negative, then you start the divisiveness and the arguing back and forth. So that's, in fishing, if like you said, Bo, if we can just keep positivity going, keep the story building, keep the good about fishing, why we're all here doing it, why we all started it, if we keep that going, hopefully one day it drowns out the negativity.
Good answer, dude. I like it.
Thanks.
whoa.
It's the
Whoa.
first nice thing you've said about me
Whoa.
this year.
No, I said something
Check
nice
that
in
down.
April.
It's like 16 episodes by an hour and a half average. So you do the
Dude,
math.
Talking about phone calls and everything too.
Yeah, I'm just saying
this stuff
publicly.
not recorded. I get it. I get all fired up. Like Terry Brown's article on Wired to Fish. I promise. And Brian, you don't have to tell me I'm right here,
Already
but
read it.
I said this 2 years ago and here was my logic that if Brandon Polinick came up 2 years ago or even a year ago, he wouldn't be the hero in the sport that he is. And the reason for that is the Bass controlled the narrative until social media did. And so when Brandon came up, if you didn't like Brandon, you had to complain to Bass, but Bass still controlled the marketing. Social media, and Brandon's kind of responsible for this. Brandon blew up the social media side of our sport, and he did it at a great time. But had he come up when Trey McKinney did and all these other kids, I don't think he'd be the sweetheart of the sport that he is. And so I firmly believe that. I feel like, and I know that as a business owner, that social media and the algorithms behind it will always drive the negative first. So you'll pay more money to have a positive message or an influential message like, hey, listen, I just came out with this cool new fishing rod. Like, this is an example. This is a great new fishing rod. That content will always take second place to something that's fairly negative and fairly explosive, I think is the way they do it. So when it comes to time to market, I feel like, and Bryant, Bo, you can tell me if I'm wrong, companies are starting to understand that. So you can have a ton of views, you can have a ton of followers, but if it's all negative, they'll realize that the algorithm itself is the what made those higher views and those higher content pieces, all that kind of stuff. And that's kind of where I was going with Clint was, if you take a controversial post from like Bass and then go, hey, what do you think? We all know what the value of that is. You're just driving up views and that kind of stuff. But your sponsors aren't going to look at that and go like, hey, that guy is going to feed into the sport or sell me product. And so anyways, long story short, that's kind of where I was leading my questions for tonight.
Yeah,
Go
I
ahead
mean,
and rebuke me if you
we've had
need.
that conversation before. You and I, Jake. When you bring up a controversial subject, say you're in the sport, you're an elite series angler, and you feed into the negativity of anything, you're biting the hand that feeds you.
Unfortunately, in our sport, that's true.
You really are. I mean, if you're tearing down anything in our sport, um, it doesn't add any value to anything. There's no I don't know. That's why I've always done it the way I do it. I never get into the controversial stuff. I'd like to make a comment here and there, but it's not even worth it because if I tear down the sport that has given me a career, a house, a family, what's the point in that? What's the point in talking negatively about bass fishing when we all do it because we love it?
Right.
It might be the smartest thing you've ever said. Did I say that?
Wow,
Like,
that's
Two
like,
times.
my
I know.
God. It's less than 5
Dude,
I'm on a
that
roll.
was good stuff.
What is
I'm on a roll.
happening?
Yeah, what did you, like, hit your head on the way into the door or
I
something?
don't
Like,
know.
that's good stuff.
No,
I was
you're right.
wondering if you did. I mean,
No, I 100% agree with
maybe
you.
we need to take long breaks more often.
You wanna know the crazy part? Is I only know very few people, and I'm in the sport, and I'm in a lot of industries, but, like, Bryant and Polinick are the 2 people I know that the sport has, like, given them everything, right? But then
Hmm.
you watch the ebb and flow of the sport, and you worry about your friends. But Bryant I mean, saying this respectfully, like, like, fishing is everything, right? Like,
Mhm.
what are you gonna do next, mow lawns? Let's just say they ban fishing in California. What are you
I
gonna
guess
do
I'm
next?
moving.
He's moving.
To the Columbia River.
Probably.
Yeah. Anyways,
Yeah.
very good perspective from somebody that you bought your house because you won a couple boats, right?
I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 7. Do I have 6 trophies above me. 2 of them gave me the down payment for my house.
Very cool.
Do you know how many people in this country can say that? Like
4.
less than maybe one hand? Like
I don't know if that's a good thing or not.
it is. It puts you in a special place. And I also think that's why, like that's why the industry needs to lean into people like you because
Mhm.
that's where the legacy is. That's where the business is. And I think it'll get there. It's just a matter of time. Like
It's not unsavable. There
no.
was a couple
No.
podcasts earlier where they were like, "Oh, is bass fishing dead?" And that was that article that I keep referencing with, Terry Brown. I 100% disagree. Like, I feel like, yes, we leaned on social media because that's what the sponsors wanted and stuff like that, but even they're getting smarter. They're getting it, right? They
Mhm.
understand that the shock stuff isn't gonna work and that doesn't sell stuff.
It
Those guys are
doesn't sell
smart enough to
anything.
know what that.
It doesn't sell anything.
No,
It just
they know that.
all I swear the only reason people do that is so they can go to their sponsors at the end of the year and say, here's my numbers. Look at how big my numbers are." But if you and this is where I think sponsors are going to get really smart about this. They're going to start breaking it down by posts. This post of you plugging us got 1,000 views, but your hey, what's your opinion on forward facing got 1,000,000 views. Well, that doesn't sell anything for me. That doesn't do anything. The post you did for us, you got 1,000 views. It's that the average looks good, but it doesn't actually move product for anybody when you do those controversial posts. So yeah, I don't know. I think the companies are going to get really, really, like you said, Jake. They're going to get really smart to that, and then be like, "Yeah, you got 8 million impressions, but 4 million of them came from this BS post right here that did nothing.
Yeah, maybe it hurt
No
the
thanks.
industry.
Hard pass."
So have we covered enough really good stuff tonight, Bo,
Yeah,
to,
this was
like,
a deep
call it a
social
night?
media dive. I didn't think we were going there today. This is awesome. This is awesome.
Let me give you a little bit of a background before you hang up on it. Just cut me out.
No, just cut them out.
You just cut me out. Yeah. I get to be really good. I'm really good friends with Brandon Polinick, who I believe kind of started this social media thing. Right. And even he, if you start something huge, a lot of times you don't know where it's gonna go. You know what I mean? I remember him telling me that a lot of the elite guys at the time hated his guts because of the extra work he was doing on this new platform. They were taking sponsorships from guys that had them before and giving them to Brandon because he was just because his hard work ethic and the things he was doing to grow the sport because he just loved the sport so much. It drew him to social media. But the downside to it is that his peers didn't love him as much, right? And as we progress through this sport, this will continue. Like social media isn't the answer. Obviously, we know as a culture it's a danger, right? But a lot of people are looking at how do you do this to sell your products? So if you're a professional fisherman, there is another step coming, right? I feel like there is. I can't tell you what it is.
Always is.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's important, but I'm 100% sure that the old way, especially the negative way, will not gain you anything in our sport, right? If you're part of this sport, you're not going to love that that deal. So, like Cleetus said, very convincingly, in my opinion, stay true to yourself, which I think is kind of sounds kind of dumb. But just be positive and say, "Hey, this is the way I'm going through this stuff." Yeah, stay true to yourself. Please cut that out. Can't believe I just said that. I don't just go to bed
It's
now. Can we?
true.
Go eat your
Just be positive.
Be yourself. That's
Be
a big
yourself.
thing that I think he was
Yeah.
trying to say is don't try to put on a show because that's what you think people are going to like. Just be yourself. If you're an idiot that draws a tic-tac-toe board on a frog mat or spills 3/4 of a bottle of dye on your brand new shorts, post that. Like be
nothing wrong with
yourself.
you then.
Don't try to always be the like don't try and be Brandon. He's Brandon.
He's
Don't try
brand.
and be
But it's still, please tell me I'm wrong.
find
It's
your own
not what
way.
you know.
Oh, yeah. It's who you know.
Yeah,
It's who you know.
it
Yeah.
helps.
But people are like, well, I don't know
But
these.
there's a caveat in that, right?
Oh,
Like
Big
okay.
one.
Here you go.
it's who you get to know. It's not who you know, it's who you get to know. Because you can get to know anyone if you put the time in to get to know those people. I didn't know either one of you a year and a half ago. Like it's about finding something you believe in, connecting with people who believe in that. And if they have something that can connect with you that will help you move your passion forward or in your career life, move your job forward, whatever it is, right? Like, then, like, Bryant, did you know any of the people working for the high level companies that you currently have relationships with years ago? No, but it's who you got to know them. You got to spend the time to build relationships with them.
Mhm.
And it's like I don't want people to get mistaken with like, oh, it's just who you like, it's about that guy that you've known for a while. No, it's about being yourself. It's about putting your character out there. It's about being wholesome, sharing your passion, doing what matters, and you get to know those people through that and building those relationships through that and then honoring them. Right? Because that's where most people fall short, is they don't honor them.
100%. One of the smartest mentors I ever had, just to follow up what you're saying, Bo, this will solidify everything you just said. He was talking about how really good anglers, so we were talking about local fishing and really good anglers giving secrets away in random conversation to each other that they wouldn't give to other people. And I said, "Why does that happen?" And he goes, "The deal is the more you know, the more you're allowed to know." And the point behind that is like if you put the time in and figured this out and put this and you worked hard and you were in the fishing world, it's like you were on the water and you figured this one thing out. And then you're talking to a bunch of guys that are hammers and you learned this thing because you put your hard work in. The more you know, the more you're allowed to know. That guy, the other hammer, turn around and feed back the same information to you. That works the same way in sponsorships, in tournament strategy, all that stuff. The more you know, the more you're allowed to know. And how you're going to learn that doesn't come quick. Like if you think you're going to listen to this podcast and think that, hey, I'm going to write these 9 things down and tomorrow I'm going to have it, you're not. You won't get it that way. It doesn't work that way. You got to put your work in, especially in our industry, the way it is right now.
Fact.
And that's my last rant. That's a pretty good word. I ranted
I
quite
think
a
you
bit.
ranted too long, and Brian just cut out.
Brian bailed out.
He's like, screw this guy.
Oh, I missed the cast. I'm so glad we're back, Bo. I'm so
Me
glad you're back.
too. This is awesome.
Yeah.
This is great. This is great. We had an awesome return.
Yeah, we're back. We're back. We're
Yeah.
going to do more crazy podcasts, pull in more crazy people. I mean, we've got a list of some cool guys that are actually willing to talk to us. So hopefully this,
We're swinging into an off season, so I think we're going to be spending a little more time here behind the microphone. So
you got nothing better to do, right?
no.
You, though, I mean, let's preface this. You're taking on a new kind of a, what do you want to say, undertaking, mission?
Yeah.
What do you call changing your life? Do you call it like
It's a journey.
You're a Jedi, a journey? Yeah.
It's a big journey. Yeah. I'm gonna. Apparently, I wasn't happy enough in Oregon, so I decided I wanted to go further north. So I'm gonna be a Washingtonian here in about 30
We recruited you.
days. Yeah, it's gonna be awesome. I'm gonna be 2.5 hours from Powell's.
Ooh.
That's very close. I mean, isn't that about as far as you are?
2.5 hours might as well be the bathroom next to my bedroom.
Right. That's
Yeah,
so close.
Just go right
So
over.
close. That's my backyard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There is worse places to be close to. That's a fun place to go fishing, even if it's on. I mean, if you flipped bushes all day and got 5 bites, it's way better than dragging a jig for a mile.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
And I get to learn a new lake. I get a city lake, a Lake Washington, which is,
Good fishing.
the big city lake. So I hear a lot of pros and cons, but that'll be my new backyard. So it's gonna be a lot of fun.
Congrats.
A lot of fun.
Should we call it tonight, gentlemen?
Yeah. We had to wait for Brian to come back to say goodbye.
I'm here.
Hello.
Hopefully I didn't screw anything up.
So from now on, I think we should have one word of wisdom from each one of the contributors of the Alpha BassCast to end each evening.
Boy.
I know. I mean, why not? Let's just end it with a word of wisdom, and we're going to start with Brian. It's a 1-sentence word of wisdom, maybe 2, but hit it with us. And it doesn't have to be about bass fishing. Just drop it on us. You can't get it off Google.
It's like, let me check my motivational.
You can't get it off Google, dog. It's got to be something like
a resolute determination. Napoleon.
That's
He
so
did
cheating.
do it. He did do it.
That's
You didn't say
cheating.
there were rules. I'm never good
All
at
right,
all of
from now on, though, it has to be like, so the one I give to my teenage girls,
browser.
the one I give to my teenage girls, and they hate it. They hate it. But anything worth doing, it's worth doing well.
Wasn't that a football coach?
Was it? Oh, they hate it.
Yeah.
Generally, it comes down to chores. All right. You want to try one more time, Brian?
You just want them to do all their chores. You don't want to
Well,
have to go behind them and do it again.
I want to do it good.
So self-serving, and I like it. I want to use that on Jensen in a few years.
Yep. Send it. Well,
All right.
I guess I'm going to throw mine out there because I think it fits our theme of the evening, but also it's something I tell my son already at 5 is the world doesn't get better. You get better.
Dude, I like that one. I like it.
There we go.
All right, let's call it. I love you guys. Thank you so much.
Sounds good. We'll see you boys soon.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening to the Alpha BassCast. We hope you enjoyed the show. Be sure to subscribe, follow, and rate us. We'll see you next time.